Good afternoon. Welcome everybody. Welcome to my Facebook Live. This is Sasha Wilson. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And this week I am doing my new annual catalog launch. So this catalog goes live tomorrow, specifically at 3 a.m. And this is the much anticipated 2022-2023 Stampin' Up! Annual Catalog. So this catalog will be good for a year. So all this week I'm going live at 4 o'clock today, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday to share a new product with you. And today I'm going to be sharing with you the Botanical Layers. And we are going to be using the Starry Sky, which is one of the new ink colors as well. So if you're just joining, say hello. Let me know where you're joining from. If you're a new stamper, let me know you're a newbie. And if you're a seasoned stamper, let me know what your favorite Stampin' Up! Color is. If you're watching the replay, post it in the comments anyways. I love participation, so I want to share that I do have a open hostess code. So this is my current hostess code. If you spend $35 or more in my Stampin' Up! Store, you'll get this month's card kit for my monthly online class for free. So spend $35, you get my monthly card kit for free in the mail. You don't need to do anything, just use the hostess code and I'll automatically send it to you. I'll be sharing more tomorrow about my monthly class and what stamp set I'm going to be featuring and when it is. If you spend $50 or more, you'll get a free embellishment, and it's the embellishment that we use for the monthly card class, so you'll get a free package of the embellishments, plus you'll get my monthly tutorial bundle for free. So I'm part of a group of demonstrators, and each month we collaborate and bring you lots of card ideas in this tutorial. So if you spend $50 with me, whether or not you use the hostess code, anytime you spend $50 with me, I'll automatically send you this tutorial bundle by email. Okay, so, and I will post all this information when I post the video. So if you're joining, say hello so I know who's watching. So today I'm going to be sharing the Botanical Layers stamp set with you, and I'll be featuring the Starry Sky. And you may be wondering why I chose just this one new in color. And that's because I'm going to be sharing with you the Sun Prints 12x12 Designer Series paper. So this is a new Designer Series paper in the catalog. And so I pulled the colors right from here. So we have Gray Granite, Night of Navy, Pacific Point, and Starry Sky. Okay, so these are those papers. So if you've never seen Stampin' Up's Designer Series papers, they're wonderful. You get 2 sheets of each design. They're double-sided, and all the colors coordinate within the paper package. So you can mix and match them. If you're not sure what color of ink to use, you just look on the back, that list that I showed you. So here's some more. So this is the Starry Sky color, and this is looks like the Night of Navy. Hi Ronnie, thanks for joining us. Hope you're feeling okay. So this is Sun Prints. So I don't know if any of you all ever did this when you were younger. I barely remember it, but you used a special type of paper and you put leaves in it and then exposed it to light, and then it would make prints on it. So that's what this paper's mimicking. So today I'm going to be creating with this paper and I'm going to be creating on the fly. So we'll see what I come up with. I just knew that I wanted to use these, but I didn't figure anything out yet. So maybe you guys can help me with that too. So hi, Kathleen. Kathleen's joining us from Florida. Okay, and the other thing I'm going to be sharing is this lovely layers. So this is from the new catalog. It's a little package of these little vellum sheets, and it coordinates with this Botanical Layers stamp set. Okay, so let me open this and kind of show you what these are. So they're kind of, I believe in the catalog they're by the Designer Series paper. And they're all of these different little pieces of vellum. These ones are not printed. I wonder if that's, I don't know that that's supposed to be that way, but I'll check. Anyways, sorry, that caught me off guard. I didn't expect so many of them to be blank. I don't know. I'll have to look it up in the catalog. But so they have different prints on them, and so they're designed to go with this stamp set, and they're designed that you can layer them onto your cards. So it looks like there's 5 of each design. I'm going to actually look it up in the catalog now. I can't show you the inside of the catalog until tomorrow. So I have to be all secretive over here with it. Sorry. But let me see. Now I'm wondering. Let me find it. Hold on. Oh, yeah. So it says there's 40 sheets of plain vellum that you can just stamp whatever you want on. So that is correct. So some of them, you'll have 6 sheets of the printed of each design. And then when you get back here, you just have your own vellum that you can layer. You can stamp it on the cards. You can layer it on them. So maybe we'll use some of that. It can create a muted look with your Designer Series paper. So, all right. So I'm creating on the fly today. So I pulled out my colors that I wanted to use. This is the new ribbon for the in colors. It's called, it is called Metallic Woven Ribbon. This is a little different than anything that we've had before. You can tie knots and bows with it. I was also thinking that when you see a lot of cards that have kind of like the ribbon that's like put behind like a tag or something, and it's kind of done like this, I thought it would be really pretty like that. It's not as delicate as twine is to mess with, and I think it's kind of flat. It's a little bit wide and flat, so I think that you could really manipulate it how you'd like it. I find that I don't do that with a lot of things sometimes, and it's because I can't get the ribbon to lay where I want it to. So the vellum is on page 139. All right. Alrighty. So let's get started. So I did pull out some basic cardstock colors since I wasn't sure what I was going to do. So this is the Starry Sky. This is obviously basic white. This is Sahara Sand. And I thought that this color would go really good with the crumb cake and some of the darker blues that are in this Designer Series paper. So I pulled that out. So that's what I was going to do. So I think what I'm going to do is first do a little stamping just with this stamp set, so you can kind of see some of the images. So this stamp set actually coordinates with, let me find the whole name of the suite. This is the hard part about a new catalog, is learning all the names. So there's actually a suite called Sun Prints. And so it has this designer series paper. It has 3 stamp sets that coordinate with it, 2 sets of dies, and then this vellum paper. So that's why I decided to pair these together, is because they're designed to coordinate. Okay, so my ink colors, obviously Starry Sky, Sahara Sand, Crumb Cake, and I did Memento Black. I'm not sure if I'll need it or not. So I'm going to cut some bases for my cards, and then we'll just go from there. I'm just going to kind of wing it today. So so obviously the first one I'm going to do is the Crumb Cake. And I'm just scoring it at 4 1/4 and cutting at 5 1/2. That will give me 2 cards from that. And I think the other one I'll do is the Sahara Sand. So again, I'm going to score it, the whole sheet, at 4 1/4. And then I'm going to cut at 5 1/2. Okay. And so then my next step, I'm going to go in and decide what I want. And I think I'm actually going to use a Whisper White as well. Actually, I can't decide. I think I want to use some of these papers. I'm just not sure which one. This was the top one. I really want to use this one just to kind of see. So I think we could probably do something really basic with that. So I did pull out the double oval punch to use for sentiments. I don't have my Big Shot handy, so I probably won't use that today. I don't know. Okay, so what I was talking about with the vellum sheets is something like this that's real dark. Taking one of these vellum sheets and just kind of putting it on top. It kind of mutes the color. Okay. So maybe we'll try that. Maybe we'll try that with one of them, with one of the plain ones, and then we'll do this on something. So I have an idea for this one. I think I'll probably layer it on here. And this one I could just do black. Okay, so that's going to be 1 card, I think. Hi, Diana. Glad you could join us after all. I'm going to cut this one to use, and I'm going to use it as a layer. So I'm going to cut 4 by 5 1/4. It's just a 1/4 inch shorter than my card. I might cut it down more later, but and then we'll do something with that. And I'm thinking of putting that on the Sahara Sand. Okay. So then we can take this and put this back in here. And let's see what else. There was another one I wanted to try in here. This one here. So on the back, it has, this is kind of like a background paper. And this is Sahara Sand, and it has the different shades. And I don't know if you can see it on the video, but it has like writing on it. So I wanted to use this one as well. The writing that it looks like it has on it, you can't read it. It isn't anything you can read, but it looks very similar to this font. And so that's the nice thing with Stampin' Up, is because everything in this suite coordinates, it all goes together. Um, even better than you would imagine, right? Okay, so 4 by 5 1/4, and this one, it's not quite that color, and it's not quite this one, but I think that I will add a layer of Starry Sky. I'm wondering if I layer it on this, it will match the Sahara Sand a little better. So we'll do that. Okay. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just kind of figuring out what papers I want to use with what, and then I'll go from there. Since I'm winging it today, you can kind of see how I go through my thought process when I'm coming up with cards. And it might help you too, especially if you're new. Or maybe you struggle designing cards. So, okay. So we have that. And I think I have another little sheet over here. So this is a scrap that I had left over from a swap. So I'll probably use this on a card as well. So we'll use it on this somehow. Okay. So then I'm going to take these other pieces and set them aside. They'll be close in case I decide I want to grab them. You know, I'm going to put this with that too. Okay. An idea that you might like, something I tend to do sometimes is, especially when I'm working with a package of designer series paper and I already have some of the colored cardstock pulled out, sometimes I'll just stick this in with the designer series paper so that those colors are already in there. And then maybe if I want to design on the fly really quick, I can just grab the package of designer series paper and it's got some scraps in it. So that might be an idea that's helpful for you. Okay. All right, so I have some envelopes here. So I'm going to do 4 cards. We'll try to remember to do the envelopes. Okay, I also wanted to let you know if you share my videos this week. So I believe I said in the beginning that I'm going live at 4 p.m. Mountain Time every day this week, Monday through Thursday. And it's my new catalog launch. So I'm going to be sharing all kinds of new product with you this week and some fun surprises throughout the week. So you'll want to try to join me every day if you can. All week, if you share my videos, even if you share one or you share all 4, I will enter your name into a drawing and I'm going to choose 4 winners to win an embellishment sampler pack that I'm going to put together. So I can't show it to you yet because I haven't been able to order all of the brand new embellishments, but I will be doing that first thing tomorrow morning, and those should arrive by the weekend, and so I should have it ready to go and mailed next week. So be sure to share my videos this week. It helps me get it out there and get new people to join us. The more people that are here, the more the merrier. Okay. All right, so let's start on this. So I'm going to start with the simplest one. So let's start with this one. Because I was thinking with this one, I would just use the vellum. Just making it super, super simple. And I kind of just like the black. So I don't even know that I'll put any color on this one. So these are some of the sentiments that come from this set. And you can stamp on vellum. You just have to be sure to either heat set it or make sure that it dries. Okay, so if I wanted to, I could stamp directly on that. I think I'm going to use some paper, just not sure which one. All right. get some black cardstock. Okay. I'm going to use this punch, and I forgot the name of it right now, but this is the one I'm going to use. And I'm actually going to stamp on some white scrap. Okay. All right. So I like to use my grid paper to line up my stamp and make sure it's straight on my block so that I stamp it straight. And I'm going to stamp this in the black. Okay. And I'm going to stamp it on my scrap white. This is just the sentiment. Okay, and it says thank you for everything. And clean that off. Okay. And so for this, I'm going to just punch it out. And I'm centering it. And then I'm going to do a punch of the black on here. And we're going to layer those. Okay, so I'm going to take my little paper trimmer. You can use your big one if you don't have a little one. And I'm just going to trim this up so that I can layer it onto my black. Okay. All right. So we'll go like that. And then I'm thinking of putting this in the center. I kind of want to showcase this vellum. So by putting this piece of cardstock in the middle, that's where I can put my adhesive. So if you've never used vellum before, when you put adhesive on it, unless it's made specifically for vellum, it's going to show through. So rather than just stamping directly on this, I'm going to stamp on here, and then I can put my adhesive underneath here. So I'm just trying to decide if I want to cut. I think I'm gonna, if I want to cut the sides off, I don't know. What do you guys think? I think I'll just leave it like that. Or you know what, I know what I can do. I'm going to take, I'm going to try it. We'll see what it looks like. I am going to take, this is about 1 inch. So I'm going to do 1 inch on here. This is my Starry Sky. I'm wondering if I layered this kind of underneath it and made like a banner. I like that. Let me get my banner punch. Okay. So I'm going to do this one here. Okay, and it's going to need to be cut a little bit over here. Oh, that didn't quite go. It's okay though. It's good. Wonder if I stick it back in there. Alrighty. Okay. So then we'll stick it, and it'll just have a little hint of color, and we'll layer that on top. Okay. So we'll fold our card. And our vellum, it doesn't appear that there's like a right way and a wrong way. This looks a little more muted. I guess we'll do it like this. And then my Seal Plus. So I'm just going to put a little in the center. And then I'm going to put this down. Actually, no. Okay. So I'll put that down right there. And this piece on here. Kind of line it up the best I can there. And then some dimensionals. Okay, and that's going to go right on there like that. Okay. And just like so. So quick, easy, simple card for a first one. Okay. If you wanted to, you could put some embellishments on it, but I'm just going to leave it pretty simple. Okay. So then our next card. Hey Darla, thanks for joining us. Alrighty. Oh, we need an envelope to go with this one. So because this one has all the black and it just has a little bit of color, I'm going to stamp something in black. Obviously, all of these match, so it's up to you, whichever one you want. And I think I'm going to go with, I don't know, I think I'll go with this one. That's the hard part, deciding. Okay, so stick this on. Ink that up, and then we have a nice coordinating envelope to go with our card. How fun is that? Alrighty. Okay, so now the next card. So for our next card, since we're doing the vellum, let's do the vellum on this one. We'll need an envelope. So we'll fold our base. So this is the Sahara Sand. Okay. And maybe we want to turn this one. Some of our images, I think it looks a little better this way. And I'm going to layer the vellum on it. But it doesn't have to cover the whole thing. So I think that I might cut the vellum in half so that it shows a little more of that print underneath. So, no. These are 4 by 6. 3 3/4 by 5. So 2.5. Right there. All right, and so for this one, again, I'm not going to do too much stamping because I don't want to take away from this beautiful designer series paper. So I think that I might use this punch for the sentiment, but I am going to show you stamping on the vellum. So I am going to use this same image here, and I'm going to stamp it in the starry sky. Okay. And so I'm going to ink it up. And I'm going to stamp it just kind of let's see here. I think right there. Like so. So that is on the vellum. And then I'm going to layer that onto the designer series paper like so. And then we will have this. So this is a scrap. So I'm going to punch my oval, scalloped oval on that. And my white right here. And then for this one, I think the thinking of you will fit perfectly in there. Okay. So again, I use my grid to line up my words. Oh, I'm going to leave this open. I want to stamp, I'm going to stamp this image on my envelope, okay, so that it coordinates. Okay. Alrighty. Alright, so you want to be sure that your vellum gets a chance to dry. If you don't have a lot of time, you can heat set it. Just be careful when you heat set it because it could cause the vellum to curl. So I'm just going to be very careful with it. And I'm going to go ahead and assemble my card. So I'm going to put my designer series paper down. And I'm using Sil Plus. For my adhesive. Okay, so we're going to put this down. Now, remember what I said about the vellum, about the adhesive showing through. So I am going to put this piece down in this lower corner down here. So that's where I want to be sure to put my adhesive for this vellum. Okay. Okay. All right, so put a little bit down here. And place that in the center. And then place this right down here like so. And there's a card with our matching envelope. Okay. So we have this one, this one. So you can see how adding that vellum, you can see through it. You can stamp on it. Quick and easy card. Okay. So the next one I'm going to do, so now I'm going to use the Designer Series paper. Thank you. Glad you guys like it. All right, so this is Sahara Sand. So this will be our base. And then I wanted to use this piece, which is not quite, it says it's Sahara Sand, but it just seems a little off. Sorry, you probably can't see that. It seems a little off on the coloring. So I'm going to add a layer of this starry sky to separate those two colors, and then you won't notice it as much, okay? So what are your guys' favorite in color so far? Do you like them? All right. So this one I'm just going to do hair shorter so that it's 1/8 of an inch. And so it's just going to have a little tiny border like so. And then we need to stamp it. So here's our images. I'm falling in love with this one. I keep using that one. I think I might stamp the background and then stamp a piece of white on the front. So maybe I'll use these two. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay. So I have a plan. So I am going to take my Sahara Sand and I'm going to stamp this one in Sahara Sand, and then I need a scrap piece of white. So this is 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. And I cut it down just a little bit. This one again could say thank you for everything. Could use some of my ribbon on this one. And yeah, okay. So this will be Sahara Sand. This will be Starry Sky, and my words I'll do in black. Hi Jerry, glad you like the cards. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so I've got an idea in my head. Okay, one more block. Okay, so we'll put that one on there, and I need a layer for this, so I'm going to put a layer behind this. So if this is 2 1/4 by 3, I'm going to do 1/8 of an inch. So 2 right there, 3 1/8. Okay. And then that'll be my layer. And I think maybe I'll tie this around here. Okay. All right. So let's get stamping. Okay. Ronnie says she hasn't seen the new in colors. My nails are very close to what is it? Sweet Sorbet. These are the new in colors. So we have, I don't know them all by heart yet. Orchid Oasis, which is this color. This is Starry Sky, which is like, it's almost like a little darker than that one. We have this one, which is Tahitian Tide. It reminds me of the old Tempting Turquoise. Then we have this one, Parakeet Party. And this is kind of like a neon green. And then this one is Sweet Sorbet. My nails don't match it here, but if I don't have the blends handy, but my blends match it almost perfectly. If you've watched my lives the last couple of weeks, you saw that my nails last week were pretty close to this Starry Sky. And it just goes to show you how on trend Stampin' Up! Is with their colors, because once you see the in colors, you'll start seeing them everywhere. So, okay, so I'm going to stamp this just kind of, I think like so. Okay. And I'm going to, let's see, the words, let's see. I'm going to tie that on there. Maybe I'll tie it the other direction. It's long enough. Okay. I'll put the words at the top. Okay. Sorry, my light's kind of weird. I hope it's still okay to see it. Let me turn the blinds a little. Okay, better. No glare. All right. Okay. And we'll wash these off. Okay, get my ribbon. Let that dry for a minute. And I'm going to go over here on my card base and on the designer series paper, and I'm actually going to stamp on the designer series paper. So this is Sahara Sand, which is one of the colors that's in the designer series paper. And so I'm going to ink this up. So I'm planning on putting this kind of down here like so. So I'm going to stamp one of these up here like that. Okay. And then another one kind of out like that. Okay. All right. And then we can layer this onto our base. Layer that. And remember, this is an 1/8 of an inch smaller, so it's kind of a tight fit. And then I'm going to tie my ribbon. So this is the new in color ribbon, and I'm going to tie it around here into a bow. So I want it to stay kind of straight. And I found with this ribbon, to tie a bow, it's easiest to tie a knot first. The knot is pretty small, so it's not real big and bulky. But because of the material, because of what this is made out of, can be a little difficult to, let's tie it this way. It can be a little difficult to tie a bow. But it can be done. All right. So that. The other thing I noticed with this ribbon is the tails go opposite directions. I mean, you could probably play with them and get them to go the right direction, but I kind of like it like that, so I've just left it. So we'll trim those up. Okay, put this on. And then I'm going to use some dimensionals. The ribbon, Diana asked if the ribbon was slippery. It's not slippery. It's actually, you can grab a hold of it pretty well because it's like this metallic weaved, like it's woven and it's you can grab it. It's just very thin and very delicate, I think is what makes it a little difficult. All right. All right, and then I'm just going to set this right down here like so. And there we go. And then we got to do an envelope. So let's get this envelope. And I think what I'll do is I'll do the Sahara Sand in this first color, or first stamp. And then this one I might stamp off. So I'm going to stamp it here. And then like so. So there's our envelope and our card. And then I have one more. And this one we're going to use the Designer Series paper. And we're going to use it a little differently again. So this one, my base is Crumb Cake. And I pulled out this Designer Series paper. And I want to show you, I think sometimes we forget about mixing Designer Series paper. So I'm going to using the same sheet, I'm going to put some of this on my card and I'm going to put some of this on my card. Okay. And then I think that I might actually put some of this on my envelope. Okay. So I'll show you how to do that as well. Okay. So, we could actually layer this right on there. It's the perfect size. So let's see here. So it's probably, oops, upside down. This is probably already 5 1/4. Yes. So we will do 4. And then we have this strip here. So I'm actually going to just turn this over and layer it on here like so. Okay. I'm going to trim it up just a bit. And we could actually use this piece on the inside too. So I'll do that. And for this one again, I'm just going to let the Designer Series paper kind of be the star. And so I'm going to take my oval punch. I feel like this could be used for something, so. Alright, so I'm going to stick that in there and get my white oval. And then stick this back in here. Get my Starry Sky. Alright. This one, again, I'll do Thinking of You, since that fits perfectly in the little oval. Line this up. Use our Starry Sky ink. I'm going to take my sweater off. Hold on. Okay. Okay. And I think for this one, I'm going to go back to this stamp that I really liked. And we're going to use crumb cake. Since this is crumb cake here, I'm going to use the crumb cake ink. And I'll show you what I'm going to ink with that. Okay. So I'm actually going to do the inside of the card. So we could put this in here. Let's see here. Okay. So here's our crumb cake. And I think sometimes we forget we can stamp the inside of the card. So I'm going to stamp this kind of right like so. And then, I don't know if I like the blue or this, or if I should just leave it blank. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'll wait and see your comments, and I'll do the outside wall. Should I put this little piece on the inside, blue side, Sahara Sand, or just leave it out? Okay. So for the outside, I'm going to layer this like so, and I'm going to put this here. Use the blue, sand side blue. We'll see what the majority is here. Okay, so I'm going to put this on here like so, but I think, let me see this ribbon. I want to tie the ribbon around that seam right there. So I don't want to adhere it quite yet. Okay. Good. We got lots of blues. Okay. Alrighty, so I'm going to line this up on the edge. Oop. Just like so. Okay, everyone says blue. So we'll just go down with our seal. Sorry, Ronnie, you are outnumbered. Don't forget, or if you missed it at the beginning, everyone that shares my videos this week will be entered into a drawing, and I will choose 4 winners, one from each day, to win a product, an embellishment sampler. So I'll be placing my order first thing tomorrow morning, and I'll be putting together samplers of all the new embellishments. So if you win, I will mail it to you next week, and you'll get a little sampling of all the new little things, because like almost everything in the catalog, it's so much better when you see it in person, but the embellishments too. So okay, so here I'm gonna, so I am going live, so this is my catalog launch week, so I'm going live with a Facebook Live every day at 4 this week, so Hopefully you can check it out. If you can't join us live, you can check the replay. You can comment on the replays, and you can also share the replays. If you share the video, please comment share, because it's not easy to tell who shared it and who didn't. It tells me how many times it's been shared, but not who's done it. So that will be helpful for me. Okay. So there's that. So you can kind of see how this ribbon, it lays really pretty. And it does tie a nice bow. That's why I say if you do this thing where, you know, I don't know what this is called, but, you know, where you kind of do the messy looking thing and then you stick it down and you put this on, right? I don't know what that's called, but that's what I think it would be very good for. But okay, so we'll glue this down. Now I know a lot of you out there have tried the Seal Plus and the Seal and don't like it. One thing I can tell you, if you're used to pressing with your snail, you know, the old snail, this you don't need to press hard with it. If you press hard, it rips the paper. So, okay, put that down. Put some dimensionals on this. Bird's nest, Diana says, that ribbon thing, yeah. And where to put it, I don't want to cover up the paper. Okay, looks good right there. Okay. So there's that. And then we're going to make an envelope and we're going to do I'm going to put the designer series paper on the outside. So let me remember how I do this. I like to keep a pair of kitchen scissors in my work desk, and you'll see why in a minute. So I like to use liquid glue for this so that I can get pretty close to the edge. You don't want to use too much because you don't want it to be all warped and get all funny like that. So this is the part that's going to show, so I am going to lay this right out down here on the edge and make sure that it goes to the edge of my envelope, and I'm going to press. Okay. Hey Becky, thanks for joining us. I'm glad you like them. Okay, so then there's our flap, right? And so this is what I like. You could use any scissors for this, but I find when you're making longer cuts, it's easier with a bigger pair of scissors just to make a quick cut. You'll get a straighter line. If you have smaller scissors and you have to make smaller cuts, it's more likely that your lines are going to be all crooked. Okay, so then there's our envelope and then our matching card. Okay. So again, let me show you the cards we made today. We featured the new Botanical Layers stamp set that is available for sale starting tomorrow morning. We made these. And then the Sun Prints Designer Series paper. These and these. Okay. I do have a hostess code, so if you'd like to place an order, this hostess code is good for all week. So you can go to my website, use this hostess code. If you use this hostess code, you'll get my monthly card kit for free that goes along with my monthly card class, which will most likely be next week. I will have the details tomorrow. Spend $50 or more, you'll get a free embellishment, and then you'll also get my May tutorial bundle. Okay, So join me tomorrow, same place, same time. If you can't join live, watch the replay, and be sure to share the video for a chance to win my embellishment sampler, okay? Have a great evening. Bye, guys.